find our first finalist, I'm going to pass that on over to Marshall and Paul.
Yeah, thank you, Maria. Welcome back to the booth here. We are just about set for semifinal number 1. That's Paul Chiana. I'm Marshall Sutcliffe. Thank you so much for joining us for coverage of Top 8 Sunday here from Richmond. And we've got an interesting matchup this time around, Paul. It's funny, you know, when we were doing our pre-show, we were looking at the metagame, and you know, there's all these kind of onboard creature decks, cub stuff like that, but things have changed quite a bit here in our top 8. We've got Dimir Excruciator in the hands of Christoffer Larsen against Is It Elementals in the hands of Eduardo Sajgalik. So what do you make of the matchup as we see our players join the feature match area here?
Yeah, I think Monty did a really good job of kind of breaking down the matchup here. The way that Eduardo kind of gets ahead is, you know, you're relying really heavily on those 2-mana elemental cards to really kind of turbocharge your starts, get a bunch of mana going, and then get a roaming throne in play, and then a bunch of elementals and get a bunch of value. But I feel like a lot of what Eduardo does, Christoffer Larsen doesn't really care about too much. As long as he can control the early game, make it so that Eduardo can't get off to the most explosive starts, and then kind of gets his Doomsday Excruciator combo kill going, it just feels like,
that was what we've got.
From an approach to the format, I just feel like Christoffer Larsen kind of has a fundamental edge here.
All right. Give me a second to
Hugs and handshakes all around.
Eduardo,
Great sportsmanship from both of our players. They're friends. They've known each other for a long time. They're also two of the most popular and nice people out on the Pro Tour. They're just really friendly.
Wow, you guys have really annoying names, right?
And they're pretty funny, too.
Yeah. And as you can see here, Christoffer Larsen with the turn 1 Intimidation Tactics, an incredible card in this matchup, as Eduardo's deck is almost entirely creatures. So you're going to be able to exile one of these cards. Let's see, and Christoffer Larsen also has the Requiting Hex in hand, so likely going to take here the Roaming Throne, as if Eduardo goes with the Ashling Rekindled in the hand, Christoffer Larsen can clean it up with the Requiting Hex.
You saw Christoffer Larsen pause on Pit of Offerings and a little chuckle from Eduardo, because that's a pretty good one here, actually.
And then it's roaming, right?
A land that exiles up to 3 target cards from graveyards when it enters the battlefield.
Actually choosing to go with the Ashling here, as the Ashling does allow Eduardo to rummage. And because Chris Larsen does have a Deceit in hand, you can feel happy about being able to get that Roaming Throne before Eduardo can play it on turn number 4.
Eduardo places land and passes the turn back. It was starting town, though. And are we just going to see Deceit here?
Yeah, and it would actually be pretty good here, because it would just take the Winternight Stories possibly, because Eduardo did draw that, which would be a really good turn 3 play.
It's not.
And Eduardo says it's not a bad draw.
Pretty good one.
Yeah, that would leave the Roaming Throne in hand, but it can't come down next turn, so that might just be a problem for a later version of Christoffer Larsen. Let's see what he decides to do here.
It's really annoying, George.
Right. So,
he had a really clean...
Right. And I get why Christoffer Larsen did what he did, but now you're thinking, well, this Requiting Hex isn't doing anything. Did I want to just hold this to kill the Ashling, and then he would have been able to basically deal with all the threats that Eduardo has? Once Roaming Throne's in play, that Ward 2 makes it really, really tricky to actually get off the battlefield. Christoffer Larsen would need to find...
Okay, he is going to think long-term here and take the Roaming Throne. That does give Eduardo something to do this turn, and he drew another Roaming Throne right away.
A backup one here, so hand disruption not proving itself to be very effective here against Eduardo, as he just continues drawing exactly what he needs.
Thinking here.
Wow, and 2 Vibrance and Wistfulness. Look at this
spells.
curve.
Yeah. Likely going to be discarding one of these elementals. Now, Vibrance would be able to kill a Doomsday Excruciator if Eduardo first plays out that Roaming Throne. Could be something you're interested in. Meanwhile, Wistfulness is just a way to kind of get some card advantage. Yeah, big decision point here for Eduardo. But we do know next turn he is going to run out that roaming throne and then follow it up. I wonder if he's considering discarding 2 cards. Nope, just gets rid of the wistfulness here. Okay, and that is an answer to a roaming throne, but Christoffer Larsen, of course, doesn't know Eduardo has one in hand, as he did take the one that he saw out of Eduardo's hand, but I imagine Eduardo's going to run it out here.
Elemental again. This thing, elemental, go ahead.
Yep.
Larsen kind of smirks at it. Yeah, well, I tried.
Now, Larsen did draw the archenemy's charm. However, needs to wait till he gets to land number 5 to be able to deal with the roaming throne, as it's a 3-mana removal effect.
Ward 2.
Ward 2, got to deal with the Ward 2. Yes, absolutely. Now, there is, what is it? We see a superior Spider-Man.
Yeah, there's Deceit in the yard.
There is Deceit in the yard. And Christoffer Larsen does have Watery Grave, but Deceit won't be able to pick up the roaming throne. As again, it does have the Ward 2 here, but you could get something out of Eduardo's hand by doing so. You could also copy Wistfulness if you just want to draw 2 and discard 1. But I think he's interested in, basically, it's like you probably have 1 good elemental in your hand. I want to take that out of your hand.
Yeah,
so I
sure.
think oh, never mind.
Well,
okay.
Oh, was it Wistfulness?
Yeah,
oh.
he took the Wistfulness here, actually.
And he did play blue for it, so he's going to get through his library a little bit.
Right, so now Eduardo will be able to run out a Vibrance.
Wow, he has Doomday Excruciator in hand.
He does, but will Eduardo have a little too much pressure? Oh, because he's possibly looking to just cast it here.
President.
He is two land drops away from doing exactly that.
So Eduardo now does have the ability to play Vibrance, get 2 lands, kill the Deceit on the other side and attack, and just put a lot of pressure, forcing Christoffer Larsen to really try to go for his combo. Now, Archenemy's Charm also has the ability to return creatures from your graveyard to your hand. Perhaps if the game goes a little bit longer, you can get back Spider-Man, possibly also the Deceit for a little bit of hand disruption. But I imagine there's a really good shot Chris Larsen wants to go and use that as a removal effect for the roaming throne.
Yeah, which would mean that right now is the time for Eduardo to get his value going.
Yeah, I think the other consideration here might, if you're Eduardo, might just be, what if I evoke Vibrance? That's 6 damage. Then I can cast Bounce Off to pick up the Vibrance once again. Is the burn route something that I would be interested in? Although casting the Vibrance also seems good. I mean, if you evoke out the Vibrance, you can keep up the Bounce Off to save your roaming throne potentially, if Chris Larsen does have a removal spell to cast on it next turn.
This has been a long tank session here for Eduardo, and the judge, in fact, said, you know, going to need you to make a play. And Eduardo said, I don't know, but he recognizes this is an absolutely critical juncture in this game.
I'll go to 22.
So 6 to that.
Get 2 lands.
2 lands. I'll attack for 4 as well. 14 and getting 2 lands.
Yeah, he's just trying to
speed things
the
up
rest of the turn.
Sure.
Eduardo knows what's up.
Yeah.
The reason, you know, there's a reason he took that long. He actually plays very quickly normally.
Yeah, but we are now into top 4, and this is
Yeah.
one of the most pivotal turns of this game. And you just don't want to mess it up here. And finding value engines here, getting Quarry Mountain Monastery and a Thundering Falls. Don't really need Cavern of Souls or anything like that in this matchup, just because there really isn't counter magic that Chris Larsen's playing, so you just want to get the value lands in this case.
There's only 2 on your deck. Does feel like that's what you have. Yeah.
Eduardo's predicting something there. I didn't hear what he said.
Although it doesn't matter as he's completely tapped out here. could be, I think he's considering deadly cover-up,
Deadly
right?
cover-up,
Yeah,
yeah, that's what it is.
yeah.
He said there's
Okay,
only
then-
2 of
then
those,
things
and
are
Chris
okay, I
does
guess.
have 2.
Yeah, but Chris does not have it in hand here, so just going to kill the
So
roaming
he would
throne.
Exiles, right?
Yeah, gets exiled, and he'll be taking 4 from the Vibrance. Eduardo might just run out of Sunderflock
yet,
here
yet.
just to put a little more pressure here on Chris Larsen.
Not that choice.
There's also Winter Night Stories in hand, so you can go Sunderflock. It doesn't pick up your Vibrance. Then tap down the Sunderflock to play Winter Night Stories.
Larsen did hit a swamp, by the way, so he can Excruciator next turn.
Yeah, but it might not be enough here. I mean, this
nice.
is a 4-mana 5/5. You draw a bunch of cards. Larsen's down to 10, right?
Right.
And then if you have a way to get that Excruciator off the battlefield, you can just swing in for 9, get you down to 1. And he's got to bounce off at least.
Away, you're at 10.
Right. I only think of bounce off on his own creatures.
Right.
Turns out it has another mode.
Yeah, you can interact here.
That would not be lethal, though. Like, would Larsen have the ability to...
I'll
Like, he has a
exile.
reef, right?
Yeah, he
free.
does.
Yeah, but I might not do your Harvester.
It still wouldn't be enough, though.
No,
Right.
Sorry, these. Well, this one doesn't really matter. You can't get it back. Let's see. No, yeah, cover up is correct.
This is that pit that we
Go ahead.
talked about before.
Taking expensive cards out of Chris Larsen's
There's
graveyard
this one here,
just in
which is-
case of collect evidence on Deadly Cover-Up.
He's trying to help.
That's
Chris
right.
Larsen does want a sweeper. Okay, finds a
Oh.
bitter triumph. Okay, so that is a way to get Sunderflock off the battlefield
Is
here.
it better to stock up and Bitter Triumph here, or is it better just to windmill that Excruciator on the battlefield?
Right. I mean, if you stock up and find another bitter triumph, right, you can certainly pitch the Requiting Hex and then maybe cast both, and then just Eduardo would have no board here. And if you look at his hand, I mean, he doesn't actually have any pressure, right? It's
Not at all.
It's 4 lands and a bounce off.
Gosh, and he's completely tapped out right now, too, so the bounce off would not be available. This would be the window, but if you miss...
Yeah, it feels like the riskiest
Still
line here.
alive.
Yeah, it feels like the riskiest line might be to just play the Excruciator. I think stock up is something Chris Larsen might be interested in.
He would need to hit stock up land.
Land Bitter Triumph
Sorry, Bitter Triumph land, I meant to say.
to kill both, yes.
But if he kills the Sunderflock, that is a 3-turn clock. Like,
Right.
that would buy him a lot of time.
Okay, he did find a Deadly Cover-Up.
Ooh, okay, that gets even more interesting.
And was that a Superior Spider-Man, maybe?
Yeah.
And to play around Bounce Off, if you have a removal spell, you might want to cast it right away.
Yes, though he didn't.
He didn't, okay. I guess getting the Sunderflock Bounce Off isn't too bad, because then you replay it and then you play the Deadly Cover-Up,
Yeah.
Come at-
right? So attack,
Need to attack.
yeah.
Yeah, something might happen here.
I don't believe going to 1 is where
Or winning line, yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to go to 1 against a deck with 4 copies of Vibrance.
So since he drew the Spider-Man, is he just going to discard the Demon now?
He can, or the Requiting Hex.
Oh,
That's
he has
the
a
other option, because if
Requiting Hex with
Eduardo
no
just plays a
target.
2-mana play this turn, you can still get it with the
Bitter
Deadly Cover.
Triumph.
But actually does go for the discard of the Excruciator. And with Eduardo drawing another land here, he's just like, I need to just keep putting
The
pressure
6.
on the life total. It's pretty clear you didn't have cover up last turn. I really hope you didn't find it with this stock up, but
He-
we know that he did.
And he does replay it, so...
All right, so Chris
ahead.
Larsen will stabilize here at 6
And
life.
by the way, Eduardo's on all lands.
He is on all lands, so Chris Larsen gonna fire off this Deadly Cover-Up.
Kind of hold his breath here and let it
Right.
rip. There it goes.
Absolutely.
Oh, and
Yeah.
he has enough in there.
Eduardo not happy about this, and now you can
Like,
use this to
yeah.
exile all the Vibrances most likely,
I'm not like
so you don't get burned
something
out.
like
I got
That's
this.
right. He's at
Yep.
6.
I'm going to guess you're not getting these, so.
Now, Deadly Cover-Up, yes, does have the option. You can choose a card in the graveyard and look through the library and get all copies of that card and remove it from the game.
What does Eduardo have going on his side?
A bunch of lands.
Vibrance?
Does he have any value lands?
He does have a Quarry Mountain
Monastery or
Monastery in play. That's what he fetched previously, and he's going to have to use it now
I was
unless he
about to
can
suggest
draw something
that
great
probably
here.
was not gonna be accepted.
What?
That you just, if you draw them, take them out.
right, there are all the vibrances.
There's the
better
last
if you
one.
I was like, pretty sure it's playing 4.
Yeah.
Sounds like a
Fine,
pretty
all right.
important card.
That is not a good sign for you. We have 2 kids.
So what does Eduardo need to find?
That's reasonable if the household
do you want a shovel?
I guess wistfulness would be a lethal threat,
I don't think that's
Yeah,
like-
wistfulness would certainly be fine here.
but his other creatures aren't,
Here you go.
Yeah.
at least not on their own.
I go?
I guess roaming throne is a
sorry.
thing.
Yeah, you can play light.
Yeah, I mean, any creature
Yeah, I mean, any creature would be good here.
would be at least a 2-turn clock outside of his
We good with this?
Yeah, like
2 drops.
Draw?
Yeah.
So
Need something
find-
big
Sorry,
here.
that
Find a
was past
threat.
tense. I had 4 lands.
Whoa!
Oh, right off the top, it's wistfulness.
Give me a second.
Okay.
The perfect draw.
That is
and this is going to let him
fantastic.
get some of these lands out of his
Right,
hands, too.
absolutely.
This can produce blue. So I need this. Yeah.
That's fine.
Holy smokes,
Wow.
Eduardo. That's the one.
I mean, that's probably the best
draw
draw here. So now
Has-
wistfulness, draw 2, discard 1. If you find something like a Winter Night Stories,
Wow.
or lands.
Wow.
Okay. But that is a lethal threat. Now, Chris Larsen does have a Restless Reef that he can use to activate and block if he can't find anything. He also has a Superior Spider-Man, right, in
Plus,
his hand.
and the Excruciator
Yeah,
managed to stay in the
and
yard
the Excruciator.
to trade.
Oh, and he actually just top decked one here as well, so he can just hard cast it if he wants. And then save perhaps the Spider-Man to copy something else in the graveyard.
Holy smokes. So now he's trying, it's interesting because he went from thinking, you know, how can I not die? I think he's actually thinking about if I Excruciator and I can get a Reef hit in, like, could I close this game out?
Right? Oh, absolutely. I mean, that is absolutely something that can happen here. And the nice thing, actually, the fact that Chris Larsen has the Requiting Hex is pretty big. If Eduardo plays a 2-drop or something, that would give you a way to gain life.
Yeah, it's true.
Right, but if Eduardo here finds
6 cards.
Bounce Off
Yep.
It's
to
GG.
get the Excruciator, it
are all
would be
gone.
game.
Is there a
All right,
bounce off
Eduardo
here for
has
Eduardo?
2 draws here to find it.
Yeah, or he could
all
find
lands.
stories.
Sunderflock as well, of course.
Thunderflock off the top. That would return
Oh,
the Excruciator to hand. Any attacks for lethal.
Yeah.
The
Help me get there.
perfect amount.
wow.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Dude, the rest of his hand was just all lands.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that's the thing too, right? You know, Eduardo did have a very timely draw there, but he also drew a ton of cards
Same.
and whiffed and had a bunch of lands as well. So, you know, it's kind of those things where, yeah, he was likely to draw some action there, but of course, extremely well timed there.
Wow. His draw steps were wistfulness into Sunderflock. Now there was some other stuff.
There's some lands in between.
So I don't want
Yeah.
to, I don't want to downplay it too much. But if you're sitting in Larsen's seat, you got to be like, you got to be kidding me.
Right, yeah.
Ah, forgot.
Ah! Oh, no. Oh, God.
Well, at least
I
they're
have
still
no
having
remorse.
fun.
That's, yeah, I would guess. Elemental, please. Go ahead.
All right, Chris Larsen on the play this time has the nice cheap interactive spell here for the Ashling that Eduardo has in hand. Can also lead out with a Deceit here, but actually chooses not to. Thinking, what's the worst thing Eduardo can do on turn 2? Let's play an Elemental, and you do have the removal effect for that this turn. Now, Eduardo has Deceit in hand, but doesn't actually have the black mana to actually use the kind of the Thoughtseize effect on the
Draw
card.
2, discard 1.
Yeah, actually, Eduardo choosing to go for the Evoke on Wistfulness instead of
Go ahead.
playing a 2-mana Elemental there, which is kind of the typical play pattern. But when you play against a deck with 4 copies of Requiting Hex in the main, you have to think it's very likely that they
What do you
have
got?
it.
He discarded a Sunderflock there as well. Now the Deceit comes in.
Oh, wow, and does not find a land off
Whoa.
of
Any
the
card?
Yeah.
All
of this.
spells.
all spells. No double green here to get a land with the Vibrance either. You might want to be interested in actually just taking the
Yeah.
Ashling to prevent Eduardo from
Two
drawing
lands.
lands.
I think this is probably not in the weird spectrum.
This hand seems fine. Just the deck. What are you expecting?
It's not even all elementals.
Yeah, this one will get there.
Big mental.
Chris says, "Really?" And Eduardo says, "Well, I am playing elementals. Like, if you're gonna deceive me, what did you think you were gonna see? It's elementals."
And Chris Larsen does have superior Spider-Man here. Can play Deceit for blue, blue, black, black next turn if he likes. And yeah, it's like you have so much action. I'm just going to take whatever it is you can actually play next turn, and that's just the Ashling.
That's right. Now, we know that Eduardo can start using the
that was a lot of
evoke ability
draws.
here to at least
enough,
do
apparently.
some things.
Yeah, Winter Night Stories did not find the land, so man, found all the lands in the previous game, played a Wistfulness and drew for turn and failed to find a land.
And he can't actually evoke?
Drew as
No,
much as I could.
can't, and here we go.
I guess he could have just
This is
but
this is going to be a fully kicked Deceit here with the superior Spider-Man.
This one.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, Wistfulness might be better, actually.
Yeah, it's
Just
bigger.
looking at me like they're gonna ask me something.
4/4.
No, no, I'm thinking, but I think I'm gonna take that. Yeah.
Okay.
He's thinking.
Yeah, because you can choose that or the
Yeah.
Good
Deceit.
one.
But he wants the cards here.
He has another one here.
No, he might get that Deceit after all.
Right. All right, Eduardo needs a land. Oh, it's a Thundering Falls.
Surveil one.
Surveil
Ooh,
one.
that is
He kept it
brutal.
on top, so
What
there's
could
going to
it
be a land there
possibly
too.
be?
Yeah, so Chris Larsen's plan B coming into effect here. The superior Spider-Man Elemental Beatdown package.
Just what he drew up.
I
played
mean,
into your
Chris
hex.
Larsen
I
has
would've
already
known
found
better
some
cover
ridiculous
thought.
ways to win in this top
Disaster.
8, so
What hex?
this one seems a little more normal.
Which hex?
And that Spider-Man doesn't get Sunderflock now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right, yeah, they're element.
Kind of funny. Okay, he's going to chip in for 4.
All right, here we
Yeah,
go.
sure.
Deceit, take your best card. Basically, just take any type of interactive spell you might have in hand. And right now,
Sunderflock, there it is.
Vibrance doesn't deal with these cards. Roaming Throne is the only thing that can even
Double,
block.
sorry.
So yeah, so you take the Roaming Throne as it is a 4/4. Anything else Eduardo plays can't actually block these 4/4s quite well.
Surprise. Elemental.
Okay.
Sajgalik
Can he go
says,
double Vibrance?
Surprise.
Yeah.
It's a land.
So you could go double Vibrance if you really wanted to kill one of the 4/4s. There's Deceit, but I don't think you're at that point right now. So yeah, he might be interested in just kind of playing some defense here.
Wow.
Killing one of these. Oh no, he's
back?
bouncing. Excuse me. Sure.
That keeps the Deceit
no,
exiled.
what do you
Well,
want me
there's
to
one
do,
in the
right?
graveyard
No,
now.
no,
Yeah. Bounce. Oh, is he gonna bounce it and
Yeah.
then Deceit?
Does
Does he have another Deceit? Oh, just bounce both.
Go ahead.
No, you were right though, Paul. He is
Yeah.
playing defense, but
Playing tempo, but Larsen
he's
can
going to
just
get
do it again.
Deceited.
Right.
Yeah. You want this one?
He's asking if he wants the Roaming Throne.
Have 4.
Could take Ashling or a Deceit.
Yeah, this is just delaying the issue, but Eduardo just wanting to do anything he can just
I
to
have a rules
continue
question.
try to hit his land
How
drops.
does it work if I take this and
just get
play
this.
this and play this?
You get both. It doubles if you pick elemental.
That is hilarious. He's actually
Yeah, it'll just work,
considering
double trigger.
going for the Roaming Throne.
And then on the following turn, copying the Deceit to turn himself into a Dimir Excruciator Elementals deck.
Yeah, the problem, I
sure
mean,
that's better.
there are already 2 Deceits in the yard, so like,
Right.
it
But
doesn't really solve a problem, but
yeah, but getting a 4/4 Ward 2 creature is
Yeah.
quite nice.
that is better.
I think I'm just gonna stick to the simple solution.
He's going to keep it
Okay.
simple and go
Just
for
gonna
Deceit.
take one of the cards in your hand.
I'll take the Winter Night Stories.
You got it.
Okay.
I go.
All right, so if Eduardo draws a land, I mean, that does give him a 4/4 in play and some life to gain. That is
He
an
did.
untapped land. All right, so he has one play. It's just play out the Vibrance. I mean, alternatively, you could just kill the Superior Spider-Man, but then all you would have is a Sunderflock in your hand.
Okay.
Yeah, really tough spot here for Eduardo.
Looks bad, but sure. All good.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be in the graveyard. I don't know why I got it there.
I don't know. It looks very bad out of context, yeah.
Yeah, it was a little weird. Larsen found his Superior Spider-Man over in the graveyard, but it was supposed to be bounced to hand.
Right.
I'll go to.
So he grabbed it.
15.
Oh, he's just getting a land here. Okay.
But he drew one.
Play it.
Oh,
He's gonna try to
right.
turn
Cut you off. From
Yeah.
the seat
Because he
from-
knows about the second Spider-Man.
Right.
And
But there's a Vibrance now.
how many cards?
Not
Right.
nearly as bad.
Yeah.
But if Larsen's
Oh,
just
yes.
interested in
Sash.
getting some power and toughness
So
going,
I
he
can
can
make
still do
anything
it.
that's not
Yeah.
green mana.
Interesting
would-
play there by Eduardo.
You would still just get a 4/4. I mean, Eduardo's at 18, I suppose.
Who cares
So
about
not
white?
quite dead just yet here. But Chris Larsen has Winter Night
There you
Stories,
go,
has a
white
lot
deck
of
in
action
this
in
copy.
hand
Oh,
as
there's one,
well.
sorry.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a
Yeah.
really tough fight here. Chris Larsen might be looking to cast the stock up he just drew. Maybe he finds another Intimidation Tactics, perhaps another copy of Deceit.
It's a good one.
That goes for Winter Night Stories here instead.
It's like you're playing my deck.
Likely discarding Harvester of Miseries, or a couple of copies of the Requiting Hex that he has in hand.
You know, 2 of the free cards.
Yeah. Son and Beagle.
Yeah, Larsen knows about the Thunderflock and the Vibrance, but not the Breeding Pool.
Yeah. Did not find a land here, possibly.
Harvester of Misery in the yard.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Right.
So he's got 7 spells in hand now?
That's what it seems like. And now he's, all right, loading up a stock up here. So
Yeah.
wants a land for sure. Oh, and there's a Deceit there as well, but can't fire that off. So it might be Deceit land as the cards that Christoffer Larsen chooses to keep here.
Is it Demons for lunch?
Still no Intimidation Tactics.
Right.
All right. 14.
Yeah.
Attack for 4.
Oh, okay.
7 cards go.
It was Excruciator land. Okay.
He got and he played the Restless Reef out
Right.
of his hand. So 6
Yeah.
cards, or 7 cards in hand, all
I'm
spells.
going to go back up to 14.
Okay.
The life's not gonna matter.
What did
Running.
Eduardo do
I
here?
All right,
suspect
running out
you're
Vibrance,
at,
3 to the
17.
face.
I don't know if your life matters.
Yeah.
It's a more matterable aspect at least.
Oh yeah, the Thundering Falls is already in play. What a great land to have.
Fake Dragonland.
I know.
Yeah.
It is embarrassing. All right, here you go.
This is just looking so tough for Eduardo.
17,
Just
14.
can't get much
Yes.
going.
No.
Sorry, I
Chris
mean,
Larsen's just up on
I'm going to
so many
Decarbonize
cards,
this.
right?
So many
just-
Deceits.
right.
Draw 3.
All the Deceits, and you know, Eduardo's Elemental's kind of betraying him here with the superior
this has
Spider-Man
expired.
on Chris Larsen's side.
You'll never get there.
Flame Braider is the discard there. Now
Couldn't
Eduardo's
possibly
hand
imagine.
does have a lot more action in it finally.
It does, but now, I mean, we're at the
No,
point.
no, no.
Chris Larsen's
No,
at
no.
17 life. He's got a ton of mana available. It's not going to take much
look at my
for
hand.
Chris Larsen to actually go for the combo at some point here.
Oh yeah, that's much better. Yeah.
Yeah, do this. Perhaps
Draw 3.
discard the Excruciator, play Spider-Man maybe?
That does seem to be
Copy
what
the
he's doing.
Excruciator. And it's like, how can you actually kill me from this
Yep.
spot?
So we got 6 cards left.
6 cards left on both sides, and Chris Larsen does have an
Imagine if Winter
Insatiable
Night Stories
Avarice
started player.
in
I
hand.
mean, this deck would have been.
He
this
doesn't
deck
have a
would been
land
tough
drop
year.
to give here though, does he?
He has a
Oh, so
Multiversal
it's not.
Passage
Okay,
in hand.
good.
But 6 cards left. Remember, there's also a Restless Reef, and yeah,
Yes.
just going, I don't want you to Thunderflock me. I just want to keep the board as clear as possible.
How many
And
Restless
Eduardo,
Reefs do you have?
you need
2?
to have bounce off
yeah, I'm
to deal
pretty
with the
good.
Restless Reef. That is
Yeah,
the
do you wanna
only
attack
instant
me
speed
or shall I
interaction
just
that Eduardo
continue?
has.
And that doesn't deal with
keep
either of
it
the
in front.
2
All right. In
attackers that
case,
he's already
you can
got.
take free, going to 14, and I'm at 16. What am I doing? I should keep the
Bounce
super
off
lands on top.
mana up.
You have a bounce off.
I know. All right, alert in my library. Wow.
Not great, and he's seen enough. That is game number 2 going to Christoffer Larsen as he picks that one up. He really just overwhelmed Eduardo with value there. The Deceit after Deceit after Deceit really got the job done.
Yeah, and the superior Spider-Man's just doing so much work in this matchup. You know, Eduardo has to be kind of careful with when he kind of evokes out his elementals, because at any given point, Chris Larsen can just play the Spider-Man and just kind of take the cards out of Eduardo's hand. So again, this matchup just seems kind of rough just from a strategic standpoint, but it's still 1-1, so it can go any direction.
That's right, and we're going to come back right after a short break and find out exactly what direction it goes in our first semifinal match. We'll be back with more right after this. And welcome back to coverage here of Pro Tour Lorwyn Eclipse. I'm Marshall Sutcliffe. I'm with Paul Cheon, and we are well and truly into our top 8 here on Sunday. We are watching our first semifinal match. This is between Eduardo Sajgalik and Christoffer Larsen. They have split the first 2 games. Of course, we're playing best 3 out of 5 here in the top 8, and that means that the players have now got a chance to consult their sideboards, and they're going to be playing post-board games for the rest of the way out. Very difficult to predict this matchup. Paul, these games have played out. The first 2 were very different from one another, and it's kind of hard to say. Anything to grab onto for our viewers about how it may go for the subsequent games here?
I mean, I think things will improve pretty decently here for Eduardo's side. You have a lot of those Thunderflocks, which are not very effective in this matchup. They just don't do a lot. And Christoffer Larsen actually has the ability to kind of shut down the cost reduction because he has so much removal in his deck. So I imagine those get boarded out. Soul Guide Lantern is a card that gets brought in by Eduardo Sajgalik, which is going to be very good at breaking up any superior Spider-Man nonsense. So if Christoffer Larsen wants to win with the Excruciators, he's going to be mindful of Soul Guide Lantern and be looking to maybe just hard cast the Excruciators instead.
By the way, he's staring at his Soul Guide Lantern right now, as it turns out.
Oh yeah, and Spider Sense can't counter creatures, but you can counter the triggered ability of Deceit. So Deceit gets evoked here, and you don't get to look at my hand.
I see. So you let the triggered ability that says sacrifice this thing, that one gets to stay around.
Right.
But the look at my hand one.
That would be bad if you misclick there.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Flame Braider is the follow-up.
Yeah,
very powerful ramp spell.
Already see 2 sideboard cards here out of Eduardo, the Spider Sense and the Soul Guide Lantern. There's an Unagi of Kyoshi Island as well in his hand. Very difficult to kill threat, especially against the Dimir deck. Bitter Triumph, well, you better pay Ward 4. Chris Larsen does have the cheap interaction here, does have the ability to use Requiting Hex on the Smoke Braider. Eduardo, however, really wants land number 4 here to be able to play out that Roaming Throne in hand.
We're going to go for an upkeep requiting hex here. Kind of interesting for Larsen, his post-board plan here, especially now, heavily on the control side. He's got 2 removal spells and a sweeper.
Yeah, I mean, there's 2 more Shoot the Sheriffs that come in out of the sideboard, and also 2 copies of Duress to help fight through whatever counter magic Eduardo might have.
And look at this. He drew both requiting hex and actually found targets for both. That's a card that can get awkward late in the game.
Yeah, it's just so important for those Flame Raiders to stay on the battlefield. But in this field, it's not easy. Everybody was prepared to deal with Badger Mole Cub, so on the same token, everybody was also prepared for a turn 2 Flame Raider.
Insatiable Avarice is one of the cards that you get access to because this deck is mono black in nature. It isn't literally, but its lands are.
All right, finds a land here, though. Gets the Roaming Throne in play. Now, Chris Larsen, however, does have a deadly cover-up. Does he want to just use it here just to kill the 1 creature? Also has Bitter Triumph to kill it, but I believe he has the ability to collect evidence and remove all Roaming Thrones.
He does. Yeah, there's a Deceit in the yard at the least.
Oh, yeah, and he's going to want to get rid of all of the ones in Eduardo's deck. Doesn't have any in hand.
So destroys this one?
See if I'm getting this. I'm definitely destroying this one, and I'm seeing if I can like this at the others. Yeah, like this. I like style.
He says, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and collect.
Yeah, killing the throne seems nice. It's one of the more annoying creatures to deal with. And now he gets to take a look at the hand here. Still a solid grip of cards here from Eduardo. You have the Wistfulness and you have the Unagi. But he does not have to worry about double triggers from the Roaming Throne.
I asked Ken, do you mind if I shuffle? And he was like, no, you shuffle. Shuffle the whole thing, and then he took it and shuffled. I was like, all right. Not really what I meant.
So Eduardo would just love to probably just maybe find an untapped land here, just
5 cards?
get that Wistfulness in play.
5, and I'm at 15.
Yep. You're good with these cards, by the way?
Yeah, Unagi of the thing. Yeah, you can go through.
Okay.
Does find a land, but it is a tapped land here. So and just going for the Winter Night Stories here instead. Ooh, that's another Winter Night Stories.
And a Deceit in some lands.
Right. The seat does look like it would be pretty nice, but doesn't have the ability. Oh, can he cast it? Oh, does also have a Pit of Offerings in hand. But this is tough because every creature is good. So, oh, and it does enter tap though, so he can't play it this turn. But every creature is good. So it's like, what do you want to discard, right? It's like,
right.
Do I want to?
Something I care much about these days.
Like every single one just gives you so much value.
Figured.
Now the Wistfulness is just a 6/5, and it does draw you a little bit of cards. Maybe you want the Disruption. Okay, this card's a Deceit here.
The Deceit, the Winter Night, they have to be here because this is specific.
It doesn't matter because this makes the same color.
Yeah, because
Sure.
because of the colors.
Flame
Although
Raider.
Larsen
points
out that it
Deceit's already blue and black.
right, and it's still exiled, of course. So.
And remove the Deceit also makes it so.
All right,
Cat
land off the
Spider-Man.
top means that Doomsday Excruciator is going to hit the battlefield here.
Is there a Restless Reef in play? I don't think so.
I don't believe so.
But there was an Insatiable Avarice, I believe.
The life matters now.
Yeah, there is.
There is one in hand here.
So now, more cards, Eduardo?
Yeah, now the pressure's on. That Wistfulness not looking so great anymore.
Wow.
Tough spot.
I will not have 2 blue.
Not have 2 blue for
I would like to
Wistfulness.
play a 5-mana 6/5. This is where I'm at.
Yeah, that's fine to do this.
Yeah. If you pay 2 blue, you have to draw the 2. But all these options, all these lands have the option to tap for colorless as well.
Draw an extra card.
All right.
You don't have a Restless Reef.
So then
You don't have a Restless Reef.
Yeah. Does have an Insatiable Avarice.
I will build this thing with a stock up.
That's fair.
Yeah.
6.
So max.
Stock up no longer needed.
Think he's going to wait until the final turn to fire off that Avarice if he needs.
Right, that's a lot of mana. You just
Right.
don't want to give Eduardo any extra things.
Yeah, there is the Unagi, but if you play the Unagi, I think you have to draw extra
You
cards.
do. That is not a
So
maze.
it's like, if you play it now and the Excruciator draws Christoffer Larsen an extra card, then Eduardo would draw 2 cards.
So that's kind of dead.
Yeah.
Wow.
There are instances where this card is good, but I think this Excruciator is just going to get it done with the Insatiable Avarice.
I mean, Eduardo looked down at Wistfulness and Unagi and is like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, he's playing the tactics like, can you just play out to Unagi here?
That's fair.
don't think he can afford to even do that.
4 cards? Is this 4 cards left?
Yeah, it's 4.
Yeah.
It's two for Larsen.
So Chris just wants to see the hand, make sure the coast is clear. You can target your opponent with Insatiable Avarice. Eduardo doesn't have anything that has haste in his deck.
Exactly.
So he'll draw the last card for the turn, and then he'll be dead on the following turn cycle.
Exactly. So he can just fire it off.
Yeah. I guess.
I guess I'll play the Unagi.
It's a better land.
It's not elemental, is it?
No.
It does cost.
Serpent, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Garbage.
I mean, none of these
Right.
cards do anything.
I mean, you're at
and the
15.
Unagi is literally going to have him just dead a turn
Yeah,
sooner.
there is no roaming throne. You can even just keep the Excruciator back to block
Yeah,
if
you
you
don't need
need.
to do anything with it.
Chris Larsen just wondering, should I wait to do it on my turn?
Exactly.
Or give you the full grip of cards? Is there a world where you can somehow play?
Yeah.
Are they all the Vibrances, for example? Is there
Right.
something weird that can happen here?
Yeah, I guess you just wait. You just say go.
But then what if Eduardo draws a counter spell for the Insatiable Avarice?
If he draws a counter spell, you draw your 2 cards for the turn. Eduardo draws.
Maybe that
an
gives you
extra
time to
card.
play a bunch of creatures, is what
Yeah,
I mean.
I hear you.
I mean, Christopher Larsen's very, very much ahead, but it actually does choose to wait here.
Get kind of interesting. Because, yeah, if he drew a
Also, Eduardo's at 5, so he actually just did attack here.
Oh,
it's like, I
sure.
just have you dead next turn no matter what.
so he can kill him in the air
There's
or not.
multiple
That
routes
makes
to
sense.
victory here.
That's better because he can't draw a counter spell and a removal spell.
Right.
I got you, right?
Yeah, you draw 2
Draw
and
2.
you don't have a choice.
All right, you can run out the Deceit here first if you'd like.
Yeah, and
Oh,
this
finds
is
the bounce
but
off.
this is why Christopher played it
Right.
this way. Is he has Deceit just to be extra sure because there is one unknown
Right.
card. He has every single base covered as Christopher Larsen.
Yep.
He gets to look at the hand,
Yeah.
and that was Disdainful Stroke. And
I mean, there was a glimmer of hope there for Eduardo,
There
right?
really
Larsen had
actually
no
was.
cards left in his
Yes.
library. He needed to have Insatiable Avarice as the last card.
holy smokes, that was another close one.
Wait, right.
I like that demon. Once it comes out, like everything
The
gets
game
real
ends,
intense.
right?
It's like, All right, 2 games to 1 now for Christopher Larsen. He is 1 game away from a seat in the finals.
Better.
Christopher Larsen does have a shoot the sheriff here. Eduardo just going, please, can I just have one of my 2-mana creatures survive just one time?
Oh.
Has both
Elemental.
Flame Braider and Ashling as an option.
I'll play Ashling, discard bounce off, draw a card.
Yep.
That does need to find land number 3,
Yeah,
actually, once again.
Is it a mercenary?
Chris Larsen
An elemental
fucking killing it
sure.
immediately.
Is it a mercenary? He said.
Those were not on the list.
Shoot
No,
the
I
Sheriff is
We both know.
good here.
Does Eduardo find a
Cards.
land here?
Yeah, that's
play.
question number 1.
Right. If he does, then you can just play out Flame Braider plus land and try to set up for a turn. Oh,
And
he
he did.
does. Okay. All right.
Eduardo couldn't see it, making us nervous here.
All right. Intimidation Tactics. We'll take the best card out of the hand here. There's a Roaming Throne and 2 copies of Vibrance.
But no land.
Can't play the Roaming Throne next turn,
Exactly.
technically. But the issue is if you take a Vibrance, Christopher Eduardo would still be able to play the other one.
I'm gonna tell you right up. I don't have removal for your flame break, so you don't have to worry about that.
Finally!
I figured the way this played out, but it's nice to have confirmation.
The reason he can say that is because he certainly would use it had he had it.
100%.
So Eduardo would know anyways.
If he had a removal spell, he would kill the Flame Braider and take the Roaming Throne, right? It would be very easy. That's what he would do. The fact that he's tanking, Eduardo can surmise that there is, in fact, no removal spell here from Christopher Larsen.
God, these 2 players, they both have a flair for the dramatic. They're both just really fun to watch.
mean,
this is a dream matchup.
Testing must be really fun. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
All good on these.
You can just You can just pick him up.
He does have a land to play here, and then pass the turn back.
Right, so if he plays a Vibrance here, and did find a land actually, so you can actually, if you play the land, just play the Roaming Throne first, right? Maybe set up for a double trigger on the following turn off the Vibrance if you'd like. And we are still two turns away. Right. We are 2 turns away from Deadly Cover-Up, right? Chris Larsen's only on 3 lands. No, but he's just going for the Vibrance, getting the value immediately.
Yeah, he was talking about maybe I could try to string something together here, but boy, it's got to be tempting because the Vibrance gets you the land too.
Right.
It kind of just solves your problems. It isn't aiming the absolute highest that you could go, but
Eduardo in the tank here.
he really is thinking it over.
Yeah, okay, going for the Vibrance. It's just a guaranteed value. Take
So
3,
17,
some
at
pressure,
22.
get whatever value land I might like. You could just get a Surveil land here, right? Because you're not playing anything else this turn anyways. I don't know if we're at Quarry Mountain Monastery territory yet. And there's nothing too relevant in the graveyard here, so I don't think he wants to go get the land that removes cards out of the graveyard. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense. Eduardo gets the Thundering Falls, tries to smooth out his draws here, as that is going to be his land drop for the turn. And Christoffer Larsen right now, nothing for next turn, just the Winter Night Stories. That would be a very poorly timed removal spell if you fired it up.
The very, very next level. Oh no, another demon there? Well,
Okay,
I guess
so
one can go away.
would love to find a Wrath here. Founds the require. Oh, two requiring.
Hexes.
Okay. Gonna fire one off surely on the Flame Braider.
Funny enough, just a turn late.
Yeah.
Big difference though.
Christoffer Larsen does have a superior Spider-Man in hand, so he can play that if he wants. Copy that Excruciator if he needs.
13. Elemental.
Oh, is that another Vibrance? Did he just find another Vibrance here?
Does seem to be the case.
Okay, I mean, that's a lot of damage, right? If you play that,
Yeah.
Larsen down to 10 life here. If Larsen
10,
doesn't have a sweeper,
24.
puts him down to 2, then any additional Vibrances becomes a lethal Vibrance. Granted, there's 1 exile, so there's only 1 Vibrance left in the deck. But of course, then Bounce Off also becomes an out to victory, as you can just pick up your Vibrance and then deal 3 damage.
Yeah, Larsen doesn't have a sweeper right now. He does have superior Spider-Man. But boy, it being a 4/4 makes a big difference here. Even if it copies a Doomsday Excruciator, it would still have to trade for a Vibrance.
Deadly Cover-Up.
Best position, though.
Deadly Cover-Up would be nice. And that is another land.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
So 6 each.
Okay, 6 each, but this
But
would just trade.
And Larsen doesn't have a backup here, right?
Nope,
Oh,
he has
there's
the Restless Reef.
Oh, Reef
But
in
Larsen's
hand.
at 10, so this is going to be a close one.
Thought about that.
Yeah, can't play out the Winter Night Stories anymore. Not with the Restless Reef in play here. The only play Eduardo has is just running out Roaming Throne and attacking with both creatures.
And then Larsen trades.
Goes to 6. There is a lethal attack, though, with the Roaming Throne. So if Larsen just activates with the Restless Reef, Eduardo will still have 1 card left in
He
his
will.
deck.
That will not
So
be
he
enough.
can't do that for the win here.
So Larsen still needs to find a way to deal with at least one of these threats.
But he does have the ability to just
And,
hard cast
actually, one
Doomsday
second.
Excruciator. But it's a watery grave in hand,
Yeah,
so if he
6.
casts it, he's going to go to 4. Then one of the 4/4 still gets in for the win.
So he needs to find a swamp
Untap land,
or a sweeper.
Deadly Cover-Up,
Doesn't matter.
Right.
Just play
or
it
a
before
spot
the
removal spell. There's a lot of good cards here for Christoffer Larsen.
enough, yeah.
Untapped land,
guess the
sweeper
Winter Night,
removal
yeah.
spell.
Yeah, Bitter Triumph, Superior Spider-Man, Deceit.
Spider-Man.
Lots of good cards here for Chris Larsen.
This is close.
Another Shockland or a Restless Reef, those would be some pretty bad draws.
But even if he does, Eduardo still could be live to some of those, especially
Right.
if this is just an untapped land.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bounce off for the win.
What can this be?
It's a swamp.
It's an untapped land. Okay, so this gives him hope. He has a blocker.
Okay.
He has a
Zeus
blocker. Can Eduardo
Excruciator.
find a bounce off
Bounce
here?
off, something, some way to get that thing out of the way.
By the way, you can just
Deceit?
cast Winter Night Stories here and just go for the win, right?
Oh,
you got
yeah.
3 cards, because the rest of the suite's going to go off anyways. Might as well draw the cards
Yes.
here and find an answer to go for the win here. Do you have a Vibrance left in your deck? Do you have a bounce off?
Deceit good enough?
Don't think there's much else I can do.
Deceit
Bounce
would
it.
also work.
You want to play it open?
Yeah.
Lots of outs
Give me a
here for
second. Lots of
Eduardo.
outs.
He's got 4 cards left in his library.
All right.
Tapping my mana. This does Ivory Color.
What is left?
Thank you for that reminder.
Just being super careful here with the mana. By keeping up 2 blue, you can play Deceit.
I definitely need red, red, blue, blue, right?
He needs red, red
needs
for
Only 2
Vibrance.
cards.
Vibrance for red, red, because that would
Deceit,
also be lethal.
Vibrance
Bounce off.
or Bounce Off. Those are the free cards.
That's so we came up with 2, Eduardo.
if I draw now-
It
Could
is
also-
very rare that you cast Winter Night
draw.
Dreams after.
You could also draw Ashling, and if the last cards bounce off, that would also work if you played it. All right, here we go.
That's not a good one.
Oh, he's going to keep him
Face up.
face
Oh,
up.
what else?
Oh, and
Oh,
there's
there's a
Deceit. That is the one he needed.
Game 5.
Game 5, and I told you these guys had a flair for the dramatic. Of course, we're getting to game number 5.
The mystery cards.
Unbelievable.
There's a 1 in 4.
That was the last card, too.
It was the last card. Oh, what a game. I mean, look, when you play the Excruciator, it kind of forces your hand. Eduardo goes, all right, let's go for it. Let's hope I have an out. I mean, he had a lot of draws. He had a lot of outs.
I have a duress.
What a game.
Duress. Okay. Then you're getting these free cards.
I'll take it
Duress on turn 1 here for Larsen.
All right, lots of
Then I'm
counter
playing
magic
the spider.
here.
Holy smokes.
It takes the spider
Right
sense.
down again.
Yeah,
Man, they know how to put on a show here.
They sure do.
Makes
All right.
sense.
Chris Larsen was kind of hoping that maybe Eduardo had a 2-mana creature here.
Maybe it
He's got
helps
that
him
shoot
now.
the sheriff.
I can thank him later, maybe.
We might actually just see a turn 3 Insatiable Avarice just to draw some cards here from Chris Larsen.
Good.
Yeah.
I start here.
He drew Unagi off the top, starting town.
Okay.
Go.
It's a little bit slow though.
I go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, keeps up shoot the sheriff.
Yeah, ideally for Larsen, Eduardo would find Ashling or something like that,
Okay,
and he
yeah,
did.
absolutely.
Flame Braider probably would be the best case for
And-
Christoffer.
And the thing is, there's not really another good play here if you're Eduardo, right? Just looking at his hand. You can't Disdainful Stroke something next turn anyways. Run out
Right.
the Ashling, rummage something
Sorry, this is a
away.
complicated turn. Not this part. This part's
Yeah, alternatively, you can also just get a land with a Vibrance, I suppose.
Oh,
If you think, I mean, Chris Larsen has at least 6 removal spells that he can, no, 9 removal spells that he can cast from this point. So if you want to just strand the 2 mana that Chris Larsen has up, maybe just go for a different play here than just running out the 2-drop.
man. Larsen has Insatiable Avarice here, too. So he can reload.
Go to 22.
Yeah? All right.
Oh, very nice, Eduardo.
21, sorry, 21.
Yeah, takes a pain from the starting
Presuming
count.
this is fine.
Yeah. And so now
all means.
Eduardo will get one of his many utility lands. Probably something. Okay.
That's
know,
the pit.
Yeah.
When I play GPs, I haven't done it because like I always just look at the top card, like
It's it,
ooh,
yeah,
when
yeah.
I fetch.
Then you don't have to bother fetch.
Yeah.
I did it. I asked the judge.
I
"Is that
also
elite?"
do
I
such
asked Ricardo,
things,
he
but
was like, yeah, it's fine.
it doesn't
So I played
matter.
against a guy, he lost.
I just gotta see.
Yeah.
He was like, "You're cheating." I'm like, "It's one and like whatever."
I should have checked. I should have checked.
And also, this is matter that my library is shuffle. I have nothing on the bottom and stuff like that.
Yep, go ahead.
All right, here Christoffer Larsen almost certainly going to fire off this Insatiable Avarice here.
Right.
Draw
Let's
some
get
cards.
the cards rolling.
This is painful though. You do take 5 damage here with the Watery Grave. But this does gas you up, and Eduardo has no pressure.
Cards? A million, right?
7, I think.
Ooh, that is a
7, yeah.
great collection of cards there. Found a Superior Spider-Man and a Deceit.
Back up to the full 7 here for Larsen.
Yeah, and
the
now that he's tapped
Elemental
out,
again.
he might be interested in playing
Oh,
out a
the
2-drop.
20.
Nope, just drawing more cards
Winter
here.
Night Stories.
Yep.
Yeah, just wants to be mana efficient. So Winter Night Stories.
Oh, because you took one for you and not your 22.
But now the coast is clear here for Chris Larsen to run out Deceit, see what Eduardo's working with here. There's also Superior Spider-Man, which you could cast, but
Yep.
copying of Vibrance isn't particularly strong.
One hand.
Might take one of the counter spells or the Unagi.
Yeah, the last time we saw Unagi, it was arguably a liability, but
I'll write it down.
Yeah,
looks a lot better here.
That is
yeah, but can't play it next turn.
that is
Right.
Elemental Lane.
Yep.
So
There's
you
nothing else, right?
Yeah.
so you could play the
It's like
spider. So if you
basically
take the Disdainful Stroke now, right, and then next turn you play the
I just have to
Spider-Man
play
copying the
Secluded Courtyard 'cause
Deceit,
this is a circle.
then you could get the Unagi. But of course, we also know that
Steal
Eduardo
one.
has the Pit of Offerings, which he could use to exile some
Drafted
creatures in
DT.
graveyard.
And Larsen knows that too, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Many considerations here for Larsen. Definitely not straightforward at this point in the game.
Yeah. Run out the Deceit. Keep up the Shoot to Sheriff here. Tough spot. It's like you have to just kind of imagine this is really tough because there's 7 cards in Eduardo's hand. How do you see this game playing out? There's lots of different directions this game can go, right? Do you think this is going to be one of those games where that Unagi actually matters? Or is it going to be one of those games where if I enact my game plan and just get that Excruciator in play, will I just win the game from that spot?
He decided to play a tapped Reef, so he is effectively tapped out this turn, but he did end up taking a Disdainful Stroke there, Paul.
Yeah? Okay.
So likely to go for Spider-Man on Deceit next turn.
Right.
Six, okay.
And try to take away that Unagi at the least.
Okay, so not keeping up Shoot the Sheriff this turn.
Right, he played a tapped Reef instead.
I suppose he thinks if he goes for it, Eduardo can maybe just save the creature anyways with the bounce off. So might as well save. Maybe this is a good opportunity to kind of preserve your life total and play a land tapped.
That Deceit for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
And Eduardo knows exactly
Vibrance.
what's up.
Yeah. As Eduardo doesn't really have any
these two
recursion
left.
here, so
Yeah.
just wants to make sure that he can tap for all the colors.
Probably not copying Flame Braider.
Definitely won't be doing that.
It's more important that I prevent one.
He's thinking about collect evidence or something.
Yeah.
I'll just protect this, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that cuts off that line of play now from Larsen.
Produces all
Okay.
non-white.
And that is a deadly cover-up, but don't think you want to use it just for an Ashling here. Kind of want that Unagi to hit the battlefield before you fire it off.
So he's just going to shoot the
Right.
Sheriff.
Eduardo
on
letting it
Ashland.
resolve, but hey, Chris can just play it a little bit slow here. Still no pressure just yet. Now, if you're on Eduardo's side, do you pass and go, hey, well, I know I have it, but
Right.
what are you going to do to stop it, right?
Give it to me. I'll do it for the.
Or do you just run out a Wistfulness here,
I'm trying to
develop
hide
your board, still have a 6/5? Now, with this Reef in play, Chris Larsen does have the ability here to just play out a Doomsday Excruciator next turn if he wants. And Chris has nearly perfect information here.
Yeah.
Does know that the Unagi is a card that Eduardo has, and has the bounce off as well.
I mean, it gets a little awkward here if Eduardo decides to go for Unagi,
five.
right? He just goes land, go, and then Chris just goes Doomsday Excruciator.
Right. So
Like,
if
do you
you
really wanna
feel
play
like
that
that is
Unagi?
something, if you feel like that is likely to happen, then perhaps it's better to draw your cards now and just play the Wistfulness this turn.
It also
And try to
interacts
sculpt a
better
good
with
hand.
the Excruciator
Right.
being 6 power.
This is
Yeah, I feel like if Eduardo could see his hand, that would be
Right.
clear. He is having to try to figure out what the chances are of these different things happening. There's no Excruciators in the yard.
Yeah, this is a really tough spot for Eduardo. This is going to be one of the most important turns of this entire match.
Two, go to 18.
What 5-drop he chooses to play this
So
turn.
is it
Go
go?
ahead.
Oh, and he passed
Okay.
the turn back.
He says go.
Oh, this is not going to work out well for Eduardo. We talked about this in the prior game. Once the demon's on the battlefield, if you do play the Unagi, you are forced to draw the
He's
extra
going for
card
it. He
when
took
the demon does.
He took the disdainful stroke. He's like, all right, let's go for this.
6.
And he's going
All
to
right.
play out the Unagi.
He's playing out the Unagi, and he has a bounce off. Can Eduardo Sajgalik get 15 points of damage in here?
Remember, there is a reef for Larsen also, so that will be one turn fewer.
Right, and you can bounce off the reef, but if you bounce off the reef, you can't even attack this turn.
Right.
That's a Vibrance.
Okay.
That is a way to
Elemental
finish
here.
off the Excruciator.
1, 2.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, he's going for the bounce off. Attack for 5, puts you to 10. Play Vibrance.
Which does actually produce lethal, right?
Right, actually you can, oh no, you don't want to play Wistfulness, because then you don't, wait,
Just no blue.
no blue. Okay, I was like, you're just playing a 6-5. Okay,
Oh, and
deadly
there's the
cover-up.
sweeper with deadly
Cover-up.
cover-up.
So now there's no more pressure here coming in, and there's that Restless Reef that can go off next turn here.
It just needs to get in once
It
after
just
that
needs
turns
to make
over.
one attack, and bounce off
No,
is the only card
Nope.
that Eduardo has.
How can Eduardo possibly come up with 10 damage from this board state?
He needs to draw another bounce off, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be another bounce off and then a Vibrance to get some damage in. But even then, I don't know if it's enough. Chris Larsen has more threats in hand here.
Soul Guide Lantern, that's a redraw.
Yeah, that is. I mean, he has to go for it. There's also Thundering Falls, so you can surveil, see if you do have a bounce up, but you're just trying to survive at that point. At that point, are you even putting pressure on Chris Larsen?
Larsen also has the Excruciator that he could replay if he just needed a blocker. But really, he needs to get that reef in there the one time.
Yeah, because if you play Soul Guide Lantern and sack to draw a card, you won't have the mana to even cast the Vibrance this turn.
Right.
So there's just no creatures.
And the reef is that, like, next turn lethal. Like,
Right.
If he gets it
So
turned
he's-
sideways, you're just dead.
Exactly, and so you need the mana for the bounce off as well. So that's 3 whole mana.
Oh, man. It's really feeling like there's no way out here for Eduardo. This is game 5 of our first semifinal. And as we've seen time and time again, once Doomsday Excruciator hits the battlefield, every single turn has an amplified importance.
Yep.
Okay. And then now
So
you
he surveilled that away.
now we're gonna cycle away the Soul Guide Lantern here.
7. That'll be at 20.
What is he doing?
I guess he's just looking.
Oh, he's just dead then, right?
Yeah, if
Those are
there's
2 lands and a Vibrance.
Yeah, if there's no bounce off, then he's just going to get hit by the Restless Reef, and that's going to leave him with no cards left. He's going to pass a turn,
I mean,
but
certainly,
I think he's just posturing at this point.
yes, certainly Chris Larsen. I mean, given all the digging, you have to think Eduardo Sajgalik likely doesn't have it here.
He's looking to see if there's a deceit somewhere because he just drew Superior Spider-Man.
Yeah. I mean, Chris Larsen is at 7 life. Is there another way to win? That's what Chris Larsen's thinking. If he has a bounce off, is there a better option for me this turn? Because
Right.
you have the ability here to play, I don't know if he played as
Demon.
land drop, but you could even play 2 Superior Spider-Mans.
Oh,
turn.
okay. Yeah, I don't think he's played a land yet. So that would give you 2 different blockers.
Right.
1 card.
In hand.
So this is the big decision. If Chris Larsen activates Restless Reef,
Then
he
it's
will
GG.
win this
So I
match.
can bank on you not having a bounce off. Attack. And you can top deck a Vibrant.
Right? If his hand was Vibrance and bounce
I
off,
can play it safe.
Chris Larsen would die.
Yes, that would be exactly 7. That's how he loses. Now, he doesn't know it, but Eduardo does not have
Right?
the bounce off. Is he going to go for the reef?
Nope, he's not.
He's going to go for the double Superior Spider-Man.
Okay, he's
Can
got a
he
6/5?
Can he play not blue for these? Yes, he can.
Yeah,
So
okay,
2
Roman
4/4s.
Yeah?
I'm a simple man. Dinosaur.
Excellent.
Dinosaur.
Name's Dinosaur. Passes the turn back.
But Eduardo had nothing left, right?
No, he didn't. I saw
Yeah.
2 lands and a Vibrance.
Yeah, so just playing it safe
Can I get a
works.
dinosaur break?
He wants the label of Dinosaur. And that's going to do it. Christoffer Larsen
I really wanted to
finishes
I
the
honestly
job
considered playing the Wistfulness
and
over
beats
this.
Eduardo Sajgalik to advance to the finals.
What an
I really wanted
incredible
to-
match.
I
right?
honestly considered
Back and
playing the
forth. I mean, we had Eduardo, you know, Doomsday Excruciator also going in both directions, right? Chris Larsen played Excruciator in the previous game, and Eduardo still finding a way to win with just a couple of cards left in his deck. So, yeah, I mean, just some incredible back and forth. And I will say, you know, whatever you want to say about this Excruciator deck, it makes for some entertaining matches.
It really does. It just seems to amplify everything once that thing hits. It's like, especially with that reef, you know, that reef really does apply maximum pressure because it doesn't even need to get through, right? It just needs to get turned sideways, and all of a sudden your opponent has like a turn maybe to kill you, and they have to get through a demon as well. Really impressive stuff from Christoffer Larsen, who advances to the finals and who is with Cedric right now.
The big dang Chris Larsen, huge win, another 5-game match against Eduardo. Tell me about that win.
Win is sweet. Eduardo is another friend of mine, and like, it's just, I have never played against the elemental deck, and my team came and gave me some good advice. I took the advice and I threw it out of the window and I did something else. That's not entirely true, but some of it is. The elemental deck is like rough, man. It does things. Those new cards are really good. But in the end, when they have 6 cards left in the library, it is hard for them to get there. So going 5 games against Eduardo was just for everyone around here getting the full experience. But for me to sit around here and just play Magic is definitely for me. And this is great.
Well, we're loving watching you play. You've got one more in front of you. You win that one. You're a Pro Tour champion. You've made some deep runs before. How are you feeling right now heading to the finals?
I feel ecstatic. I'm excited. And I'm just happy to be out playing Magic. I just love this thing. Holy, I love this thing.
Well, there are a few people who love Magic more than Chris. Chris, we're looking forward to watching you in the finals. Good luck, my friend.
Thank you very much, Cedric. Give me a hug.
Man, I want one of those Chris Larsen hugs. I mean, that's a real hug right there. Chris Larsen takes our first final seat. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll be filling in the other seat. Don't go anywhere.